I have a love-hate relationship with the squirrels in my garden. I love to see them scampering around with their babies. I love the way they balance on the branches dangling over my pond, but I hate the way they continuously dig up my potted plants in order to bury their darn acorns. I'm tired of it. So I wanted to come up with a solution that did not involve traps or bait, but I also wanted it to be pretty. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I came up with so the squirrels and I can peacefully coexist. So the way I decided to tackle my squirrel problem was to plant ajuga on the surface of that pot. So this is a chocolate chip ajuga, and I chose ajuga for three reasons. Number one, it has a strong scent when it's crushed. It has a bitter taste, so squirrels don't like it. And the growth habit is that it's going to form a low, dense mat on the surface of that pot, so that squirrels just will choose somewhere else to go. If you remember my video on my 6 favorite tools, you'll remember that one of my favorite things is an old steak knife that I got at the thrift store. I paid 25 cents for it. I do have the larger Hori Hori knife, but sometimes that's overkill. And for something small like this, a serrated steak knife is perfect. I'm just going to divide this little guy, and that way, instead of having to buy multiple plants, I just bought 2 4-inch pots of ajuga. I paid $9.99 for each of them, and this is going to be more than enough to cover the surface of that pot. I'm going to take my steak knife and just look for where the plant naturally separates, and I'm just going to give it a little cut and be able to pull it apart. Ajuga spreads by runners, so this is going to be an easy way to get 2 smaller portions planted on the surface of that pot without having to buy multiple 4-inch pots. So, wow, this has been in there for a while. I'm going to loosen these roots up a little bit. Another nice use for the steak knife. So I could probably get away with cutting this into quarters, but I don't think I need to be that aggressive. I'm just going to cut it in half, and that's going to easily provide me with all the plant material I need. So there you go. That's what it's going to look like. Now let's get it in the pot. So my idea is to plant the 4 half 4-inch pots, and then until it grows in, fill in the rest with some of the Japanese flat stones that I love in my garden. I'm going to take this opportunity to add a little bit of the Sure Start. The box is a little faded because I left it out in the sun, but you get the idea. I'm actually going to dig this in a little bit so that I don't burn the roots. That's a little dry. I think I'm going to moisten it before I put it in the ground. Even though I'm going to be watering these after I plant them, because the outside roots are looking a little dry, I just want to make sure it gets the best start possible. So I'm just, while they're waiting their turn to be planted, I just want to give them an extra little drink. I'm going to take the bloom stalk off because that will take energy away from the plant, and my goal is to get this rooted as quickly as possible. Wow, I almost could have divided this further, but for now, I'm just going to go with 4 different spots. I think some of the Japanese maple roots are pretty close to the surface. So I'm having a little trouble with that, but I think over time it's going to be beautiful and a good solution to keep those little squirrels out. So even though I know the squirrels don't care for Ajuga, I'm going to do everything I can to make this a success. I love these flat Japanese rocks. I have them elsewhere, like around my pond. So I thought maybe what I would do to make it even harder for the squirrels is to go ahead and add some of these. And hopefully they'll get the hint. Again, I'm going to take off the bloom stalk just because I want the plant to put all its energy into sending out new roots. I'm not worried about blooming. Well, like everything newly planted, it looks a little rough, but as the Ajuga starts to fill in, I'm going to slowly remove some of the rocks. So there you go. I'm all finished. What I like about it is that it adds color, it adds texture, and it adds contrast. So I hope you got some inspiration. Lastly, you know I'm trying to grow my channel, so I would love it if you would like and subscribe. And now I'm going to show you the kind of squirrel antics that I deal with in my garden every day. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time.